Ujambo bafwethu, bosisi bantu abadala, even the little kids. Welcome to yet another bumper episode right here on the Wholesome Institute. I am your host, Bongekosiwa Amahlangu, popularly known as Kid X. Thank you for tuning in. Click like, click subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos, bafwethu. There's a video dropping every single day, and we're aiming to grow the platform, we're aiming to connect and to make sure that we share whatever knowledge or insight that we have. Vandaag bafwethu is a quick video. I want to talk about the importance of rest and relaxation. You know, what I realized on my path towards pursuing mastery of certain crafts is the fact that once you've hit mastery, the important thing to be able to get a proper grip on is the ability to relax in that moment when you are now practicing that specific thing. So once you've mastered your craft, it's very important to be able to deeply relax once you are practicing your craft. Simply because having mastered a craft means you've enjoyed 10,000 hours plus of focused practice on your craft. And what happens during that 10,000 hours is you build neural circuits in your mind. So once those neural circuits are established, you pretty much get to a point where you're pretty much doing that specific thing, but it feels more like a reflex. It feels like it's not such a conscious thing, but it's happening automatically. You're on autopilot and you're just doing some of the most amazing things that other people who haven't quite mastered the thing are sweating. So I realized to in those moments to be able to deeply relax so that your muscle memory can take over and kick in and be able to execute what you're actually doing at that specific time. It reminds me of a funny story that I once read. Brazilian players, or maybe specific Brazilian players, before football or before a football game or before a football tournament, would be people who would engage in like sexual intercourse, which is, according to football, Ganingi, we know that that's a very taboo thing. But for a Brazilian player, like, I think the story I read was about Ronaldo, and I think Ronaldinho also at some point. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but they would insist on needing to have sexual intercourse before a big game. And I began to think about that thing, and I realized, Guti, actually, I think I understand where that entire thinking could be founded from. The player has mastered his craft, and maybe because of the nature of whatever game he's about to take part in, there's a certain level of nerves. As humans, you will experience nerves whether or not you've been doing the thing for 2 days or for 20 years. Nerves are a part of it, but what's important is to be able to relax in that moment so that your muscle memory can kick in, your neural circuits can start firing, and you can operate at the optimum level that you've been, preparing yourself for at all times. So I found that to be very, very powerful. I hope that's an insight that makes sense to you in Yako. What I personally do to relax in moments of, pre-game situations is meditation. That works for me. It always gives me the right perspective. It balances my energy, and it helps me to remember exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And it allows me to also just kick back and get out the way, more importantly, Gakulu, if you're thinking a lot, if you're nervous, you end up making mistakes. But in actual fact, it's not a mistake you would have made had you been in a totally relaxed state. So I want to encourage you guys to keep pursuing what you're pursuing. Strive to be the very best at what you're doing. And take it all the way to the top. That's all I've got for you today, bafwethu. Thank you for your support. click like, click subscribe, share these good news. I think people could definitely all use some of the information that we break down on this platform. Ngiyabonga bafethu. Danko.